What is good, YouTube? And welcome to this week's edition of the Wrestling with Fans podcast. We are a pro wrestling podcast created by fans for fans from a fan's perspective. My name is Kyle. This is episode 162, end of the Thunderdome Era. We are live on YouTube. Power Gaming is in the chat. What is good, my friend? Good to see you here. Before we get started, let me just remind you guys, we live stream every single Tuesday and Thursday right here on the Wrestling with Fans YouTube channel. Now, quick programming update. We will not be live on Thursday. Got a special announcement I'm going to give you guys here in just a minute regarding the stream later this week. But normally it is every single Tuesday and Thursday right here on YouTube. Make sure you follow us across all social medias. Facebook.com/Wrestling with Fans. Hulk smash that like button to keep up to date with what we're doing here on the show. If you're watching us live right now, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you're listening to the audio version, head over to youtube.com/Wrestling with Fans and subscribe to the channel to join the live streams each and every week. You can also follow us on Instagram at Wrestling with Fans. Check us out on the web, download or stream the audio show at any time on our website, wrestlingwithfans.com. New podcasts are posted each and every Saturday morning at 6:05 a.m. Eastern. Or you can take us on the go, download us to your favorite podcast listening device. Get us wherever you get your podcast fix. Just search Wrestling with Fans Podcast. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all the majors. So wherever you get your podcasts fix, you can get Wrestling with Fans. And finally, the old-fashioned email, wwfshow@gmail.com. You got questions, you got topics, and you can't join us live. You can message us on Facebook, DM us on the gram, or shoot us an old-fashioned email. That's wwfshow@gmail.com. So that's right, guys. We are officially out of the Thunderdome. The Thunderdome era is officially over. We're going to talk about all of that and more. But first, we're going to start the show off this week with some very sad news. It was announced yesterday via his son, Travis, that Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff has passed away. This is what Travis had posted to social media. It is with great sadness that I announce the passing of my father, Paul Parlett Orndorff Jr. He is better known as Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Most of you will remember him for his physique. Many will remember his intensity. But if I could only get you to understand and see his heart, he will always be Pop, Paw, and Daddy at home. And as much as many of you hated him as a wrestler, he absolutely loved you for it. He was an amazing father that showed me more love than I ever deserved. I love you, Daddy. A donation page is available in my bio for funeral expenses. Any close friends who would like to speak at his funeral, please message me on Instagram at Travis_Orndorff. So on behalf of Wrestling with Fans, would like to send our condolences to Mr. Wonderful's family and friends. He is probably best known for his time in WWE as friends and bitter rivals with the one and only Hulk Hogan. He was also part of the main event of the very first WrestleMania, all the way back WrestleMania 1, Mr. Wonderful and Roddy Piper, whom gave him the moniker Mr. Wonderful. Roddy Piper is responsible for Paul Orndorff becoming Mr. Wonderful, as they took on the team of Hulk Hogan and Mr. T in the main event of WrestleMania 1. But yeah, just want to get the news out there. Again, our condolences to his family and friends. Mr. Wonderful will be deeply missed. Power Gaming asks, how did he die? I am not sure. I've not seen any news on that. I imagine at some point that will probably come out, but his family has not shared that at this time. So whenever we hear something or read something about it, I make sure I'll share it here on the stream for anybody who is interested in Paul Orndorff. Couple other quick news stories. Actually, this is kind of an interesting one. I saw this yesterday afternoon. A very sad fact, to be perfectly honest. All of Hulk Hogan's opponents throughout the first 6 WrestleManias have now passed away. Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff from WrestleMania 1. King Kong Bundy, who wrestled Hogan in the main event of WrestleMania 2 in the big blue steel cage. Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Also Andre again at WrestleMania 4. The Macho Man Randy Savage from WrestleMania 5. The Mega Powers Explode. And the Ultimate Warrior WrestleMania 6, the Ultimate Challenge. Now, he did face Sergeant Slaughter at 7, Sid at 8, The Rock at 18, McMahon at 19. So, but interesting tidbit. All of Hogan's opponents from the first 6 WrestleManias are no longer with us. Let's see here. Here's something that we've talked about on the channel a while back. But the lawsuit against Matt Riddle has been dropped. The woman who accused WWE star Matt Riddle of choking her and forcing her to perform oral sex on him has dropped her lawsuit against the wrestler. TMZ Sports has learned. Court docs show Candy Cartwright, a pro wrestler whose real name is Samantha Tavel, filed for the dismissal on Monday. Cartwright's attorney tells TMZ the parties have put this in their past and are focused on the future. So it looks like Matt Riddle will no longer have this hanging over his head. I know there were a lot of people who spoke out against Matt Riddle when these allegations became public with the whole Me Too movement in professional wrestling. Oh, let's see. In toy news, for all you toy heads, for you wrestling figure guys, we got the big reveal. WWE Ultimate Edition Sergeant Slaughter is going to go up for pre-sale July 22nd at noon via Mattel Creations. Now, this is packaged like an old-style LJN figure, but it is an actual Ultimate Edition. So for all you guys who are interested in that, be on the lookout for that. Also from Mattel, let's see, they did their product reveal yesterday for the Slaughter. They have WWE Trivia on July 18th. July 19th will be a special WWE announcement. No word on exactly what that is just yet. On the 20th and 21st, they are both redacted, so we don't know if that is wrestling related. July 22nd, products are going to go up for pre-order, including the Ultimate Edition Jeff Hardy and Hulk Hogan. Now, they did go up last night, and a lot of people jumped on them. But by early this morning, they were removed from Amazon, so no word on whether or not that was a mistake or what was going on. 7/23, we get a surprise drop. And finally, on July 24th, a special WWE launch. Speaking of launches, in the world of Tammy Sitch, formerly known as Sunny, the Hall of Famer, she was released from prison last week and has rejoined the website OnlyFans. So for all of you people of the adult variety, Sunny is back on OnlyFans with a special 10% off. She took to Twitter the other day to say, "Hey guys and girls, I'm looking for a co-star for some pics and videos. You could win a shot at being in some pics and videos with me. So if you've ever had the dream of being in an adult video with Sunny, now is your chance. You can check her out on her OnlyFans page, if you so choose. Remember, you got to be an adult to be over on OnlyFans. Just saying. Let's go here to the chat. Power Game says, I can't wait for Money in the Bank. Yeah, we're going to briefly touch on that at the very end of the show. Chris says, going to be purging my wrestling figures hardcore. Chris has an incredible wrestling figure collection, incredible toy collection as well. Speaking of toys, one quick final plug before I get into my announcement. Yeah, OnlyFans. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about it too, Power Gaming. KC Toys has a brand new toy hunt up. So for all of you who have subscribed to KC Toys, there is a brand new figure hunt that was just posted Sunday evening. I'll play a little clip of it later on in the stream for anybody who may have missed it. So make sure you check that out. Link to the KC Toys Show channel is down in the video description below. But we are not here to talk about any of that stuff, guys. We are here to talk about the end of the Thunderdome era. Again, it is Tuesday, July the 13th. As I'm recording this, we're live on YouTube. Friday the 16th. So if you're listening to the audio version of this, this would be last night, maybe longer, but Friday the 16th of July, WWE will be back in front of live fans going on their 20-plus city tour. I don't remember exactly the number of dates, but they're going on tour. The Thunderdome is done. They pre-recorded Raw last week and started tearing down the Thunderdome from the Yuengling Center. But we are finally getting live fans back. Power Gaming says, it's been since 2020 of March this year. That is correct. They've been in the Thunderdome for about 16 months. So it's been a long time. The only show that had fans in that time frame was WrestleMania this past year. Everything else took place either in the Performance Center and then the Thunderdome from the summer onward, and it is no more. Again, I'll briefly talk about my experience. I've touched on it many times here on the show. I did a Monday Night Raw back in the fall, just a couple months into the Thunderdome, and it was an interesting experience. You had a producer in your ear telling you, give all the good thumbs up, let's get the thumbs down, let's see those boos, let's see the energy. They're basically telling you who to cheer for, who to boo. It's like a dream come true for Vince and company because they had control over the fans' reactions. Well, as of Friday the 16th, that is no longer the case. And oh, sorry, just get a message there. Yeah, no, I lost my train of thought. Totally lost my train of thought. Sorry, so this is why I shouldn't be looking at my phone. Got a message from Chris. I appreciate it, Chris. I'll work on that. Thank you. God, now I can't even think of what I was talking about. The Thunderdome experience. We're gonna get live. The live crowd's back. And WWE will no longer have control over the crowd reactions. So I'm really going to be interested to find out how things play out on Friday. And that kind of segues into my little announcement. So I said a few minutes ago, we will not be live on Thursday, but we will be live on Friday. So Friday at about 7:45, we're going to go live, and we're going to do a watch-along of the SmackDown on Fox. So I'll be here in studio this Friday at 7:45, about 15 minutes before SmackDown goes on the air. And we're going to do watch-along style, the first SmackDown back in front of a live audience. We'll be live until at least 10 p.m. Eastern, so a good 2-hour plus stream. We'll probably stick around after the show ends to chat about it. But I thought it would be a fun thing to do with the first show back with a live audience. It's on a Friday. I don't have to get up early on Saturday morning, so I can stay up late. I'll stay on as long as the chat wants. And we're doing a little watch long for SmackDown this week. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys will come back on Friday to join me. It's all good, Chris. I appreciate that. I don't notice those things at times, so thank you for pointing that out. I'm always down to get a little critique on things that I might be doing. I appreciate that. I'll have to go back and listen to see if I can pick up how that happens, but I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, hopefully on Friday you guys will join me about 7:45. I'll post the reminder for the live stream up as soon as this one's over. We'll do live watch along style this Friday on SmackDown. So let's talk about the Thunderdome era. Now, I've pulled up some things here. We're going to talk about like the best of the Thunderdome. And then later on, we're going to talk about Money in the Bank briefly. We'll touch on where things are at. Again, we'll cover it more in depth on Friday. We may do a stream on Sunday for the pre-show. I probably won't do it for the entirety of Money in the Bank. But maybe the pre-show, I'll go live for a little while and talk about it. But for Money in the Bank, right now there's 6 matches announced. We'll cover all that later. But let's go Thunderdome right now. This is off of whatculture.com. I'll pull this up because I was just interested to see what everybody else thinks. I have some of my own memories of the Thunderdome. But over at What Culture Wrestling, if you guys haven't checked them out, they're pretty cool. Channel, website, all that good stuff. They've listed the 10 best matches from the Thunderdome era. And we're going to look at some of the best pay-per-views from the Thunderdome era. So if you're watching live right now, in the chat, let me know some of your fondest moments of the Thunderdome. We'll cover that in the second half of the show. But right now, let's list their top 10 matches from the Thunderdome era. Coming in at number 10 was from SmackDown on October 9th, 2020. Big E and Sheamus. With Money in the Bank looming and the crowd interactions likely to be a crucial ingredient in Big E's road to the top of WWE, it's possible that the New Day's man's serious push has been placed on pause on purpose. I do remember this match. These guys literally, it was just 2 beefy boys slapping meat. This could have been a pretty good pay-per-view quality match, but we did get it on SmackDown just before Money in the Bank last year. Pretty solid there. Their number 9 match, and I agree, this is one of the better matches of the Thunderdome era. It was the 2021 Men's Royal Rumble match, which of course was won by the Rated R Superstar Edge. He made his big return in the 2020 Royal Rumble. I've covered that at length here on the show. We did a watch long, so you can listen to that show over at WrestlingWithFans.com. We also got the surprise return of Christian, which was his only WWE appearance before eventually signing with All Elite Wrestling. But this is definitely one of the better matches in the last 16 months. Their number 8 match was from TLC 2020, Sasha Banks and Carmella. These ladies had a pretty solid feud for a while on the Blue brand. The only downside to us, it brought us the sommelier, and it's so bad that I can't even... Reginald. And so I haven't really watched much live wrestling lately. I'm waiting for fans to come back. Like, I didn't watch Raw Monday. I didn't watch it last week. I didn't watch SmackDown. I watched NXT and AEW. That's about it for the last couple weeks. Just being upfront. Full disclosure here, guys. But yeah, these 2 ladies, pretty good match. Number 7, they have Seth versus Dominic at SummerSlam last year. The match itself was okay, but this was after months upon months of constant feud between the Mysterios and Seth Rollins. And I'm pretty sure I kind of tuned out during this match just because I honestly didn't care. The most memorable thing of this match was Seth Rollins' attire, which was a take off of the Halloween Havoc 97 attire that Rey Mysterio wore. And you can see that in figure form right there. It's Elite 86 Seth Rollins for those who haven't seen it. Oh, by the way, I did find the new Triple H 86 SummerSlam, the non-chase, the purple tights. Pick that up. I'm showing them off there in the back with Sheamus. Just got them on display there. Moving on the list, they're number 6. Sasha and Bayley from SmackDown, November 6, 2020. If there is an MVP of the Thunderdome era, it's Bayley. In all honesty, Bayley has been the MVP of the Thunderdome era. You know, she had kicked off her heel run not long before. Her feud with Sasha was amazing. Bayley is like the 1A MVP. I'd put Sasha at 1B and then the Hurt Business at 1C. If not for those guys, the Thunderdome era would have totally sucked. But Bayley, by far and above, was the MVP of the entire Thunderdome era, followed again closely behind by Sasha and the Hurt Business. But their match, November 6th, pretty damn good. They're number 5, Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, Raw from March 1st of this year. This was in the build to WrestleMania 37, where Drew seemed to never-ending have matches with Sheamus. It didn't really go anywhere significant, but the two of these guys always put on great matches anytime they stepped into the ring. Their top 4 is pretty good. Number 4, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso at Clash of Champions 2020. I've been really high on anything Roman Reigns since his return, and this match with Jey Uso is really the moment that solidified, at least for me personally, the whole tribal chief, the whole head of the table, acknowledge him. The big dog Roman Reigns. The story they told, absolutely amazing. I loved everything about it. And I've really enjoyed where this story has gone throughout the entirety of the end of last year and into this year so far. Number 3 is from Survivor Series, The New Day and the Street Profits. What else do you really need to say? They switched brands, they switched belts in the draft about a month earlier. They went head-to-head at Survivor Series, and probably the best tag team match of all of 2020. Great stuff there. Number 2, and this probably would have been my personal number 1. But their number 2, the Women's Royal Rumble match from this year. I mean, what else do you really need to say? The Royal Rumble this year was great. One of the best Royal Rumbles in a long time. Just an amazing match. That's all I really need to say about it. Their number 1, Sasha and Bayley from Hell in a Cell last year. I praise this match a lot, except for parts of the closing third of the match. There was some sloppiness, some wonkiness, but overall, it was just an amazing match. I would probably rank this at 2 or 3 right there with the Street Profits at New Day as far as, Thunderdome era matches. But the two girls, again, they're my 1A, 1B MVPs for the Thunderdome era. Great stuff, as always, from Sasha and Bayley. Let's take a quick break here. Let's go to the chat. Power Gaming says, I personally somewhat like the Thunderdome and somewhat hated it. I feel that. I feel that right there. There was a lot of stuff I liked about it. It's definitely a huge improvement over the PC era when there was no video screens at all when they were wrestling at the Performance Center. But also at the same time, the forced crowd reactions. Like, they told us to make noise if you were in the Thunderdome, but it was all just piped in. They probably had a soundboard with all the reactions that they wanted, different variations of it. And they were just pushing buttons for crowd reactions. And any noise we made into our microphones or headsets or phones just went on deaf ears. Chris says, my fondest moments from the Thunderdome was you getting on. Never watched anything. Thank you. Yeah, I was really excited to actually be, not only, be a part of the Thunderdome, just to do it, but I also made it to TV several times. I posted it to my personal Facebook page, some pictures. I was rocking my Adam Cole Bay shirt and my NXT hat. I was kind of, if you were looking at the Thunderdome, like the announce table is on your right of the screen, and I was kind of up on the wall behind the announcers. So there were several times throughout the entirety of the show where you could clearly see the Bay of my Adam Cole Bay t-shirt. So it was a lot of fun. Let's go over to Bleacher Report real quick. Bleacher Report lists the top 5 pay-per-views that emanate from the Thunderdome. We're also going to look at Sportskeeda's list of top 5 best pay-per-views. But we'll just quickly run down for Bleacher Report's top 5 best pay-per-views to take place in the Thunderdome. Honorable mention, Hell in a Cell 2020. You can go back and listen to my review of Hell in a Cell 2020. Thought that was a pretty solid show. Number 5, they have a WrestleMania Backlash. Backlash was actually pretty solid. I didn't really expect a lot from it because a lot of it was WrestleMania rematches. But I thought they did a pretty damn good job of Backlash and was better than most of the other stuff we get from like post-WrestleMania pay-per-views in recent years. Number 4, they have TLC 2020, which saw Drew McIntyre defend the WWE Championship against AJ Styles and The Miz in a triple threat TLC match. You had Carmella and Sasha, the Hurt Business and the New Day. Let's see here. Charlotte and Asuka versus Nia and Shayna. A lot of good stuff. Number 3, they have SummerSlam. And to be honest, I don't really remember a lot about SummerSlam other than Sonya and Mandy. I thought it was a pretty solid match between the two of them. Of course, Mandy Rose won. This was in the midst of the whole Stalker debacle with Mandy and Sonya. The break-in at Sonya Deville's home where Mandy Rose was at the time. That stuff is still ongoing. But that's really the only memorable thing I remember from SummerSlam was all of that. They have number 2, Fastlane. The go-home pay-per-view to WrestleMania. Again, I don't really remember a lot about it other than Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns and one of the best matches of the entire Thunderdome era, which wasn't in the list, but that is definitely up there. Number 1, I totally agree with. They have the 2021 Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Totally agree with that. Let's slide over to Sportskeeda. Sportskeeda has the top 5 pay-per-views from the Thunderdome era. Now, they have 3 honorable mentions. Their 3 honorable mentions are SummerSlam, Hell in a Cell, and Survivor Series 2020. Their number 5 is Fastlane 2021. Number 4, they have WrestleMania Backlash. We've already talked about that. We're not going to rehash. We're just going to go over the list. Number 3, TLC 2020. Number 2, they have the Royal Rumble 2021. So Bleacher Report had them at number 1. Sportskeeda's got them at number 2. Number 1, they have Clash of Champions. That's a surprise. That is a surprise. But they have Clash of Champions 2020 as the number 1 pay-per-view of the Thunderdome era. Let's go back here to the chat. Catch up on stuff that I missed. Let's see, I missed Power Gaming's chat. Did you hear about Jeff getting No Way Home theme back? Yes, Power Gaming. We've talked about that here on the channel before. Also, Drew McIntyre is apparently supposed to be getting his theme back as well. Once the fans return. So it may be as early as this coming week. And he just chatted, put it back in. Yep. Sorry, Power Gaming. I missed it the first time, or I'll make sure I got that back there. But, guys, the Thunderdome era is officially over. Hallelujah. We can get back to having fans. So, Thunderdome, we barely knew you. rest in peace. I hope we never see you again, but to the Thunderdome. Better than the Performance Center. All right. You know, I'm not going to play the clip. I was going to play a clip of the KC Toys toy hunt, but it's a 37-minute video. But what I will do, I will post a link to it. How about that? If you guys want to check it out after the stream, you guys want to check it after the stream, I'm going to post a link to the video so you guys can check it out if you haven't done so already. Oh, and of course, I got to find it. Why can I never find stuff when I need it? I've got it somewhere. But we'll post that up here in just a second. What I want to touch on right now, real quick, is Money in the Bank. We'll talk about Money in the Bank. Let me get this. We got it. Here we go. So there's that. If you want to check out the KC Toy Show first toy hunt, if you're a toy head, you can check that out right there. The Power Gamer's got a question for you, Chris, if you're still here in the chat. What is your favorite WWE match ever? Would love to know that. I'll be curious to know that. So, Chris, if you're in the live chat, go and reply there to Power Game. He has a good question for you. But, guys, real quick, let's talk about Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is going to take place this Sunday, July the 18th, from the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. It is going to be the second show to have a crowd back. Again, we're getting live crowds back this Friday the 16th. Money in the Bank is this Sunday. Right now, there are 6 matches. Now, again, if you missed the announcement a little while ago, there will be no stream on Thursday this week. However, I will be live doing watch-along style for SmackDown, which is the first show with live fans back in attendance. So make sure you come back Friday evening at 8 p.m. 7:45. Friday at 7:45, I'm going to go live 15 minutes before SmackDown starts. We're going to live watch along SmackDown. And then I'm sure we're going to get some big returns, some big moments. So I hope you guys will join me. And we'll probably get some more stuff added to Money in the Bank. So we'll do a little post-show breakdown of anything else of that. I know, Power Game, I'm going to do the watch-along here on YouTube. We're going to do it live here on YouTube. I won't obviously be able to show my TV with what I'm watching, but you guys will be able to have live reactions along with me while we go. I'm still working on trying to do the watch-along stuff on Discord. I haven't perfected it yet. But again, I am still working on that. And when I get all of that squared away, I'll be posting links for the Discord. I do have it, but I want to make sure I have everything squared away good enough before I start posting links and have people join in. But it'll be here on YouTube. We'll do it watch-along style. But again, we'll just have the live reactions together. Won't have any viewing experience. You have to watch it on your own, and you can listen to me in the background, kind of like we've done in the past with other pay-per-views. But again, we have 6 matches just added. AJ Styles and Omos will be defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against the Viking Raiders. Good to see the Viking Raiders back in title contention. They've been kind of going back and forth the last couple weeks. Just from reading results, again, I haven't really watched much live wrestling in the last couple weeks. Prepping for fans to return to the arenas. As much as I've enjoyed AJ and Omos as champions, I'm kind of really hoping they put the belts on Eric and Ivar. The Viking Raiders are too good to be in the position they've been in. They were just dominant monsters in NXT, and ever since being called up to the main roster, they've kind of squandered any momentum they've had. Ivar was out injured. Big 305 Live had been out for a while. They just recently made their return to the company. And during that time, Eric was kind of mixed up in the 24/7 crap, which I was just not a fan of in general. So it's good to see them back as a team, kind of being pushed back up there in the tag team contention. We also have Bobby Lashley defending the WWE Championship against Kofi Kingston. This match really intrigues me. I just want to say up front, I don't think we're going to get a second title run for Kofi. I see this, kind of going one of two ways. Lashley just beats Kofi clean. 1, 2, 3. Or, and I don't even know why I think of this, but Xavier Woods turns heel and joins the Hurt Business. And then from there, they make the story to get Kofi. So they kicked out Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. MVP's been trying to recruit the New Day into the Hurt Business. I could see Xavier Woods turning on Kofi, joining MVP and Lashley, and then the story shifts to the three of them trying to convince Kofi to join them as well. That is my prediction. Or it's just going to be a clean pin or clean tap, probably with the Hurt Lock on Kofi. But I think it would be kind of fun to see Xavier Woods turn heel, maybe feud with Kofi, and eventually try to woo him into the Hurt Business to join them along the way. But either way, I'm really looking forward to that match there. We're also getting Rhea Ripley defending the Raw Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. And to be honest, I honestly don't give 2 squirts of monkey piss about this match. We've seen it so much. I've talked about it a lot here on the show in recent weeks. But I'm just kind of over Rhea and Charlotte. At first Rhea was the babyface, Charlotte's the heel. Now it's almost kind of flipped without any real turns. Like they're writing Rhea to be so unlikable. Like she has no personality. She's just kind of an asshole. And Charlotte Flair is a natural heel. And, the promo she was cutting sounded so not like previous Charlotte stuff. She didn't sound very robotic and, yes, I am the queen, Charlotte Flair, woo, kind of stuff. Like her cadence is different. And I really enjoyed some of the promo she was cutting, but she was still kind of acting like a heel. So are they setting this up as a heel match or what's going on? But I honestly don't care. I'm really hoping that Becky makes her return soon, and we can get some fresh faces in the title picture there on Monday Night Raw. And then we coming to the Blue Universal Championship, your tribal chief, my head of the table. We all should acknowledge him. Roman Reigns defending the Universal title against the Rated R superstar Edge. As much as I'd love to see the redemption for Edge to get that title that he never lost all those years ago, I still don't think it's time for Roman to lose the belt. But it would not surprise me if they put the belt on Edge. I guess it depends on what kind of stories they want to tell going forward. And then we have our 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. On the men's side, we have Ricochet, John Morrison, Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre on the Raw side. Big E, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins on the SmackDown side. When you got guys like Ricochet and Morrison and Rollins and Riddle, guys that can really fly, I expect to see some insane spots. And then you got your big beefy boys, Drew, Big E, and Owens. And then you got Shinsuke, who is a total wild card. He can fly around. He's the king of strong style. I really expect this men's match to be one of the better Money in the Bank matches we've ever seen. I think on paper, it has the potential to be. Now, what actually happens in the ring, we'll see what happens. But over on the women's side, we've got Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, Natalya, the recently returned Zelina Vega, and an 8th participant to be determined. Now, according to rumor and innuendo, it's going to be Sonya Deville. The rumor and innuendo is that Sonya Deville is going to use her authority as a SmackDown official to insert herself into this match. Now, originally, Carmella was supposed to be in this match, but due to Bayley's injury, Carmella has now been inserted in the title match against Bianca Belair, and that match will take place Friday on SmackDown. So again, another reason to tune into the live stream on Friday. We'll get to see Bianca and Carmella. So they would be kind of scrambling to try to find another person to be in the women's Money in the Bank. And it would be a good way to get, Sonya Deville back in the ring. She hasn't wrestled since SummerSlam last year in a loser leaves WWE match. But of course, we know those stipulations never stick. She's been back on TV for several months in an authority role with definitely not GM Adam Pearce. So we'll see what happens on SmackDown. So make sure you guys tune in on SmackDown, because that is what we have so far from Money in the Bank this Sunday. Again, with SmackDown coming Friday, we'll probably find out who the 8th woman is. We may get another match or two added to the card to go into the pre-show, stuff like that. So that's Money in the Bank 2021. Again, this Sunday, July the 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Peacock. By the way, Peacock sucks. I'm going to go on a quick rant here. Peacock. So July 4th, we were supposed to get the icons on Lex Luger. They pulled it last minute. We were supposed to get Broken Skull session with Kevin Nash this last week with NWO Week. They pulled it. I don't know what is up with WWE and them pulling all this content from Peacock all of a sudden. But if I didn't get it for free, I probably would not pay for it. I would honestly probably try to find illegal streams online and watch the pay-per-views that way. I get it free through my Xfinity service, but I definitely wouldn't pay for it. The interface is horrible. It's either that or I'm going to get myself a VPN and spoof my location to like the UK where I can still have the WWE network. I'll pay the $9.99 for the network and whatever it costs for a VPN just to not have to deal with Peacock. That's how I feel about that. Let's jump into the chat real quick. Chris comes back with let's see. Power Game says Otis looks so different. Yeah, Otis looks really weird without the beard. Looks really weird without the beard. Chris comes back, and that's a tough pick. Off the top of my head, Hogan Savage WrestleMania 5. The Mega Powers Explode. That's a good choice, man. I kind of figured you go Hogan Savage or maybe Hogan Warrior. I figured you go one of those two. Otis looks like a raper or rapper. Did you forget a P? We'll see. Mr. Teriyaki says, Peacock is terrible, and if I didn't want to watch Young Rock, I would have never downloaded it. Torrent everything using a VPN. Exactly. That's the idea. Torrent everything with a VPN. That's the best way to do it. It's horrible. It was a total money grab. They weren't thinking of the fans when they did this deal with Peacock. It was all about the money. You had the network, $9.99 a month. It was shoved down our throats, $9.99 a month. They were giving away months for free or 3 months for like $1 at some points. But it was great. It was I don't want to say perfect, but it was perfect for what we needed as fans. Peacock, on the other hand, I'd only briefly used it before WWE moved over to it, and I didn't like it then, and I really don't like it now. All right. Power Game says, you know that Sonya Deville is a gay female wrestler. Yes, Sonya has, I think a lot of people knew that ahead of time, or previously. Chris says, no, he's a raper. He looks rapey. I don't know his music preferences. Good call. He might be a rapey rapper. You never know. Terry says, I forgot if Sonya can work or not. Can't believe it's only been a year. Feels like forever ago. I know it has been a while because it was, SummerSlam last year. So 11 months ago was her last match at SummerSlam against Sonya. So it'll be nice to see her get back in the ring. I always enjoyed watching Sonya Deville. I always enjoyed her. Hair up and square up. Also adds in here, WWE Network is worth the $10 a month. It is worth more than $10 a month, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it was great. Like, when we still had the network, there'd be times I would pull up and literally just find something random and watch. Like, I'd find an old Nitro. I'd find an old WWF Raw. I'd go back and watch, like, old pay-per-views. I'd watch, like, all the Table for Threes. WWE Confidential, when they had that on there, I would watch that. It was just so great. But now that they're on Peacock, not everything is transferred over yet. It is nearly impossible to search to find stuff. The layout and the interface is pure garbage. And I hope that someone within WWE is working with NBC Universal to try to make the interface more user-friendly. If not just for WWE, but for the entirety of the Peacock platform. It's trash. It's just pure trash. Power Gamer says, he needs a beard back. Yes, Otis looks really weird without the beard. He looks like, I can't think of his name. I gotta look it up. I've never seen this. He looks like, Michael J. Fox. He looks like his friend from Teen Wolf. Mark Holton. Otis looks like Mark Holton. I'll pull this up. Let me pull this up. Because you guys got to see this. Let's see here. There's that. Okay. Let's see here. Let me move this over. Tell me that ain't Otis. Looks straight like Mark Holton from Teen Wolf. He was in a lot of 80s movies. But every time I see Otis now, I think of Mark Holton. He's in The Leprechaun. That's another movie he was in. I forgot he was in Leprechaun. He was in a lot of stuff in like the 80s and early 90s. But every time I see Otis, that's all I think of. All right, let's see here. Let's go back. Terry says, watch that Hogan versus Shawn Michaels match where he oversells everything. Yes, that is SummerSlam 05? Is it SummerSlam 05? Yeah, SummerSlam 05. I'm going to just double check. Yeah, SummerSlam 05 is just great. The build to it was good. You know, Michaels doing the Hogan impersonation, like on the fake Larry King show. It was just great stuff between the two. You know, Michaels was having none of Hulk Hogan's backstage politicking, and he went out in the ring and just oversold everything. That would be a great watch along to do. That I can do the video, maybe post it to the like exclusive to Discord. I'll do stuff like that where I can't get copyright strikes or copyright claims. You know, let me just go and bring the chat in real quick because I've been meaning to bring the chat in. So for those who tuned into last Thursday's stream, I got a funny story to tell. I got a notifications when I was playing the clip of Ilya Dragunov and Walter that they had detected copyrighted material, even though I was talking over and had the volume muted. Then I get an email from Google the next day where the Thursday stream from last week has been blocked because I was showing copyrighted material, even though I was doing commentary over it. You know, fair use stuff, Google. Fair use. I didn't get a strike on the channel, which is good. You know, I'm not monetized yet, so I don't have any demonetization or anything like that. But I thought it was funny that I guess you can't use that do it live. I know so many people do reacts. There's the React channel with the Fine Brothers, and you know, I just watched one on Epic Mealtime where Harley did a reaction, stuff like that. So maybe you can't do it live. I might test the waters and record an actual video, like a reaction video to something, and then upload that to the channel just to see how that goes. But yeah, I thought it was interesting, but you know, nothing major, just kind of like a big warning from Google not to do that anymore. So I can't do that live on stream, but we'll see how that works doing a reaction style video. I'm still doing research on how exactly I can pull that off without getting, copyright strikes and whatnot here on the channel. Definitely don't want that to happen. Definitely do not want that to happen because I don't want to get strikes. I don't want to lose the channel. Any of that stuff. So, yeah, SummerSlam 05. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll test it with that. I'll do a reaction to that. And I can always make the videos private and then maybe upload them to Discord. Like I said, I have a Discord already. Anytime a video posts to YouTube, it goes into a special channel. So I'm working on getting all the bots and stuff set up. But I'd like to do like live watch-alongs. And I've tested the waters, but I'm not sure how to do a chat with the live because I know if you're familiar with Discord, for any of you guys out there who are familiar with Discord, you can set up like live channels. Like I use Discord with my cousin and some of my friends play like Call of Duty or anything like that. A couple of us are on PC. My one cousin's on Xbox. Some are on PlayStation. So I made a Discord server basically for gaming. We all just log in and it's an audio channel and it's live and you can video stream, audio stream, that stuff. But to set it up similar to YouTube where you guys watch me and then chat typing, I got to figure out how to make it work without being able to let everybody else join in the live, the live video, live audio. So, still working on that. The Discord is coming. Hopefully you guys have enough interest. I really originally wasn't going to, but people kept bringing it up in the live chat. So I'm going to make one. We'll see what happens. See how it goes. If nothing else, it'll just be a way to post stuff to you guys, let you know about streams coming up, videos coming up, and let you guys chat amongst yourselves. If you guys, got an awesome community of really cool people in here. It'd be cool if you guys can interact with each other off stream, and I can interact with you guys off stream when I have the time. Let's see here. Power Gaming says, what's your option on that woman with Eva Marie? So I guess you mean opinion. On Dewdrop. Piper Niven. Piper Niven is awesome. She was in NXT UK. I think she has a lot of potential. And according to Dave Meltzer, I think I talked about this one day last week. Vince is apparently pretty high on Dewdrop, on Piper Niven. But we all know that when Vince is high on somebody, it's that classic 3-week push, and then they're just kind of pushed down the card. So I don't know what exactly is going to happen with Eva Marie and Dewdrop. It's hard to take somebody seriously with the name Dewdrop. I don't know why they couldn't have let her stay as Piper Niven. Like, I honestly don't know why she couldn't have stayed as Piper Niven. But I mean, she's a pretty big girl, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, she's very good in the ring. She got a very unique look compared to a lot of the other women on the WWE roster. And she brings something different to the table than a lot of the other women on the WWE roster bring. So I think, she could definitely be in the mix, be in title contention at some point. I don't expect her to stay with Eva Marie long, but we'll see where things go. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, we are closing in on a 9 o'clock hour, which means it's just about that time for me to end the stream. So we'll go down everything real quick. Don't forget, we live stream here every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Now, again, don't forget, this coming Thursday, there will be no stream. And that stream is going to take place on Friday at 8 o'clock. We're going to do a watch-along for SmackDown this Friday, the 16th. I'm going to go live about 7:45 p.m. We'll do a quick preview of SmackDown, talk about whatever they let us know is going to happen, maybe predict some big returns, some big surprise guests. And at 8 o'clock when SmackDown starts, we're going to watch it all the way through 8 to 10. It's going to be watch-along style. You get my live reactions and all that good stuff, and I'll get to chat with you guys during the show, get your opinion on the first show back in front of fans in the arenas, except for WrestleMania. We're not really going to count WrestleMania. It's a big event. So this is the first show back in front of fans. But again, that's going to be this Friday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go and schedule that stream here, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to make a thumbnail, go and schedule it, get it set up for this Friday. Just to make sure you guys don't miss it. It's going to be I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget you can follow Wrestling with Fans across social media. Facebook.com/Wrestling with Fans. Hulk, smash that like button to follow us over on the Facebooks. If you're watching live right now on YouTube, make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you're listening to the audio version, head over to youtube.com/Wrestling with Fans. Super click that subscribe button. Click the bell. Set notifications to always, so you're notified anytime a video goes up or anytime I'm live here on the channel. Check us out on the web and download us. Check us out on the web. You can download or stream the show at any time on our website, wrestlingwithfans.com. New audio shows are posted every Saturday morning at 6:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Start your weekend off right with Wrestling with Fans. Or you can take us on the go, get us to your favorite podcast listening device. Get us wherever you get your podcast fix. Just search Wrestling with Fans Podcast. You can get us on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, all the big ones. Just search Wrestling with Fans. And finally, the old-fashioned email, wwfshow@gmail.com. If you've got topics, questions, if you can't chat live, you can always shoot us an email. You can message us on Facebook, DM us on the gram, or shoot us an old-fashioned email. Also, I didn't do it on this stream, but again, we're going to be doing wrestling memes of the week. A lot of you guys liked it last week when I did it, so we're going to make that a thing. We're going to keep them going. So if you got memes, reach out via Facebook, Instagram, or email them to us. We'll give you credit. All that good stuff. Should be a lot of fun. Let's come back into the chat one last time. Power Gamer says, Naomi deleted her Twitter account because of trolls. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot to talk about that. Real quick, after her husband was arrested for DUI, people were going at her on Twitter. Naomi deleted her Twitter account, sadly. Wrestling fans are assholes. In general, most of us are assholes. And just feel entitled just to attack everybody on social media at all times. I think it's pretty disgusting. Hopefully, she can get her mind right, get in a good place, and come back. But yeah, a lot of fans are just assholes for no reason other than just to be assholes. And that even happened with Alexa Bliss. Somebody tried body shaming Alexa Bliss, and she went off on him on Twitter. And good for her. It's just ridiculous what some of these people say on Twitter. You'll never find a more wretched. What's the quote from Star Wars? You'll never find a more wretched group of scum and villainy than on Twitter. Let's see a couple more comments here. I hope John Cena is going to return for live crowds and maybe Rock and Becky Lynch. My prediction, Power Gaming, is at least one of the three of them will be on SmackDown Friday night. My guess, if I had to pick one, it's going to be Becky Lynch, because I think if The Rock or John Cena would be returning on SmackDown, they're going to announce it. They're going to want to get as many eyeballs on SmackDown as possible. Someone like Becky, I think they should probably announce it ahead of time, and maybe they will sometime between now and Friday. Because I think if you had someone like a Rock or John Cena, and in all fairness, Becky Lynch, people are going to watch. People are going to watch. So I hope they don't try to pull a surprise, but if one of them is going to be a surprise return, it's going to be Becky. I don't think they'd waste The Rock or John Cena on a surprise return. They're going to announce that ahead of time and get the hype train rolling for those guys when they make their returns to the company. Power Gamer says, Twitter is about trolls and no one likes it. I have Twitter just to read people's tweets and, follow people and get information that way. I think when the podcast posts to the website, a link is shared on my Twitter account. That's it. I don't even use Twitter anymore. I think just Twitter's bad. I'm trying to stay to Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. I'm not a big fan of Twitter. And last one here, Alexa Bliss is a great person. No one should body shame her. I agree. I do love me some Alexa Bliss. That's Bobby's woman, though. Bobby is in love with Alexa Bliss. I kind of am too, but we're going to end the show here, guys. Don't forget, Friday, 7:45 p.m. Join us for the SmackDown Live watch along. If you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you check out Casey Toys, Chris and I's new YouTube channel. Had a few videos posted, but posted a massive figure hunt on Sunday. That video is linked. It is pinned in the chat here. You can also check out the channel and our Instagram and our Facebook page down in the video description below. All of the Wrestling with Fans social media stuff and all of our good links are down in the video description below. So make sure you check it out. Support the show in any way you can. Share the streams. Buy some merch. If you want to buy a cool shirt, you can buy a cool shirt. I need to make some new designs. Chris should put videos on his channel. I don't think Chris actually has a channel. Like, he has an account, but I don't think he has a channel. I think the only channel where he really, like, I mean, he has his account, obviously, but we share the KC Toys channel. But him and I are getting together later this week to kind of roadmap where we're going. So be on the lookout. I think we're going to have some fun over there. We picked up a couple new subscribers. I think the video was at like 26 views, and we only have 17 subscribers. So YouTube is showing it to people that aren't subscribed to us, which is awesome. I love that. So I hope you guys go over and check it out. You can check out Chris's huge. You got to stick around to the end of the video to see all the awesome stuff that I got and the insane stuff that Chris got. Chris got some really cool stuff too, but we'll save that for another time and another channel, guys. But again, thank you to everybody hopping in here tonight. Of course, Power Gaming, Chris, Terry, thank you guys for joining me and chatting. Always a pleasure having you all in the stream. Love this little community that we've built over here on Wrestling with Fans. But that's going to do it for this stream here. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, it's Friday at 7:45 p.m. SmackDown watch along. Live crowds are returning, guys. The Thunderdome is over. Rip Thunderdome. But until then, you guys have a wonderful night. Terry, you have a good night too. Thank you for joining in, man. Always a pleasure having you in here with me. Power Gaming and Chris as well. But that's going to do it. See you guys Friday night at 7:45 p.m. But until then, my name is Kyle. This is Wrestling with Fans, and I'll catch you guys down the road.